Hey, welcome back. So the new snapshot came out yesterday. A couple of minor change. Well, a couple of minor changes, a couple of big ones, I guess. One is, I guess, the texture on Netherite stuff is updated. I don't really see a difference personally, but why not? Um, there's also the piglins have more or less or different things now if you give them gold. I have one of these. I have a few of these. Smithing table that we got in whenever the hell we got that one. Was it 114 or 113? We've had it for a bit and never did any. I think it was 113 maybe. No, it was 113 was a Shinnik. It was 114. Where? Yeah, no, it's the hell over here. I'm trying to think what map I'm on. Um, yeah, this thing. Is it this thing? Yeah, you can now put in this with netherite. Upgrade it. You can't do it in the little window anymore in here. And if you put in something that had, well, it wouldn't work on a trident, but I don't think. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If you add netherite there, it'll keep the enchantment. So I would, if I'd waited, I wouldn't have had to do what I did to get all new books and, upgrade, replace what I had with new stuff. It's a thing. Well, live and learn. It's done now. It doesn't really matter. I've also been thinking about the lag, which, by the way, is a bit better at the moment. I don't know if that's because I optimized the map or because the new snapshot's better about how things work. I have worked out that these boxes are a huge part of the problem, like probably the majority of it. And I can replace them with, I have some barrels. The problem is a barrel is like a single box, so I don't just have one handy, I have some in there. I would cut my storage in half for that. On the other hand, I would still have one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I think. Sets. Although at the top, the way I've got this working now is up here where I've got a lot of fish, but there's one in there because that's how the redstone works. This one's empty. I think that one's empty, and then that one's empty. In fact, here they're filling up. After when they fill up, they'll never end up in here because they end up. Well, there's an overflow thing that everywhere, but the basic junk pile because that's if I put something in there, I want to keep it basically. It's ironic because it's junk. Otherwise, the when it fills up too much, it ends up in this series. If it ends up in here regardless, and then if that's like slime or something, ink, it's not full. If it were full, then that one would fill up, and that it would back its way up, ultimately slide down a separate chain into a dropper, which auto throws it into lava and gets rid of it for us. Replacing all these with barrels would cut storage in half, so that would just happen sooner, basically. But we'd have less lag, possibly for two reasons. We'd have less stuff on the map in general, so maybe it's a good idea. I'm going to put it off for a bit. I've got a couple of things in mind, including hardware upgrades. We'll talk about it later. Another thing I know is causing some lag, or at least I suspect, is the suburbs. So I want to grab some material to work with. I've got a bit over there already. That's what I can get. And I'll show you when we get there. This is that village back there is producing iron guys, and they get in fights with fish and die on danger berries and whatever, and give us iron. And that's the point. And then they kill the fish, and we get what I'm holding, prismarine. Over here, they also produce iron guys, and in a normal village that you find in the world, it's not typically like this. It's, you know, it's a bunch of land and they produce an iron guy and that's their little bodyguard, and if there's a lot of them, they produce another, and if there's really a lot of them, they might get upwards of a dozen of them, and it's not a big deal. The problem is this is not normal because I built it, so as they produce iron guys, wherever they do that, there's some in here, which is okay, but it's not really perfect. There's probably some in that house, thinking about it. There's certainly some in this house. And, you know, that's more than they need right there. I would think, but maybe not. What really matters is that when one of these is out here and it wanders into the water, he leaves the village, but still exists, and makes his way down into this whole mess. I did go into the Nether. I mentioned I was going to try this. I went in and got a few stacks of magma blocks. You know, the don't step on these blocks because it kills them, even underwater. I have them. I haven't worked out fully how I intend to use them because I would have to put them under these guys, and there's no practical way to do that. It's not even about drowning at that point. It's just, I'd have to, probably the best thing to do would be go lower than they are, find out where that lowest point is, and put them in down there, and then take out the whatever's between where I've put them and where what these things are standing on. Another option is to ignore it, because the further out you get, the more damaged they are, because there are occasionally Wentworths, ground zombies. And that's what they're for, is to defend against those. Problem is there's too many of them, and now they're not defending against lag. So I think if I can just prevent new ones from going into the ocean, eventually these will all be killed for me. It's not a big... It shouldn't be a big deal on a long enough timeline. Don't know if that's going to be the case. But now we have these guys who are just waiting to walk into the ocean, become part of the graveyard of iron guys, and then be replaced because the idiot villagers don't know they have 1,000 guys down there. So my solution for that, and I'm making this up as I go, is let's find a spot where they don't go. Right? There's a few here, I guess, but not a lot. So that seems to be about where they end up. They walk out this far on land because they can, and then they go in the water, and then we're done. I think I want, and I don't know why I'm using prismarine except that I have it. Oh, barrels, by the way. I got more prismarine in here. These only contain 27 instead of the 54, so that's why if I replace the staircase with barrels, it's going to change the amount of stuff we have handy. Same with any storage system I have, like in the basement of my house that I don't have yet. It's just messy. Everything about this is messy. So I guess what I'm thinking immediately is let's this is awkward. I'll just do it here. Well, let's just go to, what am I looking at? 37, 36. Let's go to 300, wherever that is. Right there, I guess. Build this out to a bit, just to give them a little bit of land to live on. Alright. And I'm just going to build, I'm not going to bother with torches. I'm just going to build for the moment, a frame. That is all going to be land. Yeah, I'm going over iron guys, who I guess will eventually be Wentworth, zombied to death. And then when this is in place, and probably a bit to walk on, I'll put in, I got that iron in there too, I'm going to put in some iron fences. Which, thinking about it, I think the first one I put down, you can just step over. So, that might be... what is that? Let's go... Where am I? Just go there. At minimum, what this might do is, capture enough of these things that they'll just stop making them. If they have that many on the ground that they know they have, it might be the end of the issue. So there's that. Which I now realize doesn't help me. I'm going to have to go out one more. Like one more bunch. I'll just go this way. That was 30 I was on, so I know where to go. So yeah, let's see. Changes to the snapshot at the moment. Netherite is updated in a couple of ways. There's a new way to apply it to things without having to do everything over, apparently, so I should have waited. There's, textures are, I guess, different somehow. Lag, I can feel the lag happening to me. Damn it. Lose this. Oh, hell. What is that? Okay. I don't really care, I'm just curious. Fortune is kind of better if I'm not going to hit anything I need Silk Touch for, because it's easier to mend by hitting quartz or something. This would be easy enough if it weren't lagging on me. But it's just... What's my frame rate? It's probably not that bad, but 17, so it could be a lot worse. You saw that. Okay. I guess this will also darken things. If I'm backed up a bit, we might get more Wentworth spawning down there. That would kind of help us right now. Damn it. The piglins have changed a bit what they give you for gold. They've already changed how they give it to you. For a minute there, they were... you could trick them into giving you their stuff before they absorbed the gold you gave them, and you could have one gold bar that got you infinite piglin stuff. It's not the case anymore. It wasn't actually duplicating, it was just scamming, is how that worked. But in any case, it's not part of the game, so it's gone. Oh, they've reduced the chances of getting a netherite hoe, which is sort of too bad, because that's the one thing I could have this netherite that I don't have yet. And I might not hate having one, because I can put not only mending and unbreaking on it to... I don't know why you would... This one I've been using... I'll use this one up at some point. I get like a... I don't think I have that. You get an advancement achievement thing for... where is that anyway? Yeah, I don't have it yet. Use one entirely up. I got like 500 uses left on it, so 550. So I could do it. It wouldn't take a lot of time just to wander around a field, a big meadow somewhere of grass. But I'll get to it. And it's a diamond hoe. I can buy one. I can make one for a couple diamonds. But with a netherite hoe, first of all, I suspect... I didn't just look, but I suspect there will eventually be an achievement for having everything that can be netherited, upgraded to that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing, because it sounds like difficult, so it should be an advancement. Anyway, you can also get one from a piglin. I think it's the odds now are down to 1 in 411 or something like that. So we'd have to do a lot of giving them gold to get that. Otherwise, they have... it sounds like they got rid of the little mushroom saplings they gave you that you hit with bone meal to make the mushroom trees at all, which you need the new thing is the hoe will go through netherwort now really fast, like better than anything else. I guess I'll leave that alone. I might put in a floor later to keep anything from falling off the edge, but it's cool for now. Basically like this. If I can do this, I can't. There's nowhere to put it. I'll do it later. Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna get those mushroom sapling things, whatever they're called. If not from from piglins. I guess probably over time they'll show up somewhere else in the world. I mean, they show up. They grow wild. You can pick them up, but that's... You don't, so far as I know, get them back from putting down the... putting them down and bone mealing a mushroom thing. And with normal mushrooms to date that we've always had, you can do a super mushroom and break it up and get mushrooms back as you were hacking it down. That's the point of the whole thing. That doesn't seem to be the case. It's not like if you break netherite, it doesn't seem to give you what you want. Or not netherite, you can't break netherite, that's the point. Netherwort. Although if that's how it worked out, that'd be kind of neat, that you could just grow netherwort, make blocks out of it, and and then break it up and get a chance at one of these mushroom spawn deals. Why not? I mean, that'd be cool, I guess. What else is going on in this? Can't think of any other mass. Oh, new sounds. I noticed that yesterday I was playing a different map in this update, in this snapshot. Portals sound a bit different now, and the different biomes in the Nether have different ambient noises. One of the... They're kind of creepy. They're kind of Silent Hill-ish or something. Yeah, we'll get to that when it happens. I don't even know if it's a final form thing. They might change it more before the full release. About which I don't know. I'm still guessing we're going to see it in the next 2 or 3 months at the longest, but I couldn't promise. I mean, it's not up to me. I do know we don't have pre-releases yet, which are snapshots that basically are released when they're about to do something. So that we're still in weekly snapshots instead of pre-releases when they're ready tells me that they're not done with this. There's going to be more. Pre-releases are rarely, oh, and here's new features. It's more, we're still working on getting the new features we promised into this in a way that doesn't break anything or cause lag or not work or in general. So we got a ways to go before 1.16 fully comes out. And then we're already looking into 1.17 with the mountainous update or whatever it is. No one knows much of it. No one I know of knows anything about that yet. And just a wait, what number it's going to be. Oh, and then the cave update. No, that's not a thing. They keep basically saying they're never going to do a cave update, which means they probably will one day, but it's just annoying. I mean, we kind of got one in a sense with this because, you know, now you have a reason to go caving in the Nether, but it's not truly a cave update. Even if they do technically now have different biomes in the same place at different altitudes, which sounds like a cave update, but isn't. It might just sort of eventually show up through, you know, small updates that don't specifically mention the cave update, but effectively sum up to one in the end. Could be a thing. Why not? Kind of oh hell, the one that isn't the Sisyphean, whatever the hell, the other one. I'll think of it in a minute. It's a paradox. It's a fairly famous psychological experiment called Theseus, where you replace the bits of the boat over time, and in the end, every bit has been replaced, and the question then becomes whether it's actually the same boat, and if it's not, when did it stop being the same boat? I don't know. So yeah, the update of Theseus might give us a caved up update when we're not even looking for it. So in other news, my gold factory, the new one, is not as good as I'd like it to be. It works, it's fine, but that's all it is. The problem is, the way I built it, I made it smaller than I could have because of its proximity to the wrong biome. So there's that. And then, of course, because of its proximity, it's also causing hoglins to spawn next door in the leather factory, which is what I want. But it's getting in the way of getting enough gold. I mean, however much is enough. Gold is developing purpose again, to the extent it ever had. It used to be really good tools, kind of mid-game, not even mid-game, just fairly quickly. While you're looking for iron, you can get gold tools, and they're really fast, and they suck. But now you can, gold armor keeps you from getting attacked at all, even if it doesn't keep you from getting hurt if you are attacked. So there's that advantage to having gold. There's also still powered rails, which aren't exactly nothing. Is that all I want to do with that? There's probably some over here in the water thinking about it. The sun's still up. That's how much lag we have, by the way. I've been doing this for 20 minutes and the sun hasn't gone down. We started at like noon. A day should be 10 minutes long. It's like 3 or 4 right here. Well, this might... If I can contain enough of these damn things, then we might have that problem solved. We'll find out in a minute. Well, I don't know if we will. It's another thing where you'll find out over time. But, I don't know. We have the information to get started. Wow, I was out. Give me some of these. Give me... Do I have a maker bot anywhere I can just use, or do I have to... You'd think I would have one. It's weird. I don't know why the hell I don't have one. So, let me make some of these. Oh, that's some of those. Alright. So, I could have used a hatchet. I don't know why. Give. Come on. Unlag. Oh. Now I'm not using a hatchet because I'm mad at it. It's like, you were supposed to give me that. Anyway, from here, if I just go to wherever I think I'm trying to go, I guess... Huh. Those barrels are going to prevent this from making any sense, so I'll just put it here. I'll just make it look somewhat aesthetically not a bad idea, I guess. Yeah, so my gold factory is meh. That's what it is. It's meh. It's just boring. It works, but not fast enough to impress me. So I think I'm going to build another one. I probably won't bother recording building it, because it's really just the same thing. Close, like just above one of the portals to get into the top of the Nether. Don't know if I care which. Now that I have a bowling ball factory back, I might put it at get, at 0 by 0. And just bowling ball my way up into the ceiling whenever I need to. Oh, you laggy, you damn it. I'll get that later. Make it wider too, so it produces more zombies that zombified. I'm just gonna call them pigmen. Is that fair? That's what I'm so used to calling them, and it's basically what I'm talking about. The gold-producing zombie things, and they're piglins. That's what they are, because I say so. I get that they're not. I just don't give a damn. I kind of wonder if they're not partly because there will be a way to cure them, but I can't imagine that being something you'd want to do. I mean, a zombified piglin is worth more than a live one. Usually. A live one wants gold. The problem is that's the only reason gold is worth anything, so maybe that would make sense to cure a zombified piglin into some... I would hope that one day they become enough more like villagers you can decide what you're trading gold for. Like, you don't just toss it to them and get what you get. You actually get a little villager menu, and it's like, here's gold for this. They might change their prices, but then they also might change their... Changing their prices would effectively be about the same as just saying that it takes 411 gold bars to have a chance at getting this hoe thing. I'm going to do this because if you go in this door, you can come out this door. And now you're free. You can't... No, you can actually get... Okay, here. So that's still a thing we could talk a little about, I guess. Where did I put... I think I'm probably done with these. Go ahead and give me whatever. Oh. And take a nap real quick. And then we'll see what the lag... we'll see what the lag does to sleeping, because, that's usually a huge... Apart from eating, that's the indication of how bad the lag really is, because I should be up again in 2 seconds, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. So this is some lag, yeah. I have seen it worse, but I don't like to talk about that. So, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, so, let's just put one here and here. If I care that much, I can rip those out later. Okay. Please don't lag my way to death. If I just put these down, I can actually knock that one out just because, oh damn it. It doesn't really go there. It's just gonna bug me if it is there. Same thing here. And, yeah, we'll just fill in a floor that in safe, and I can't really do that. Well, I could. I've got whatever the hell depth strider. So, I do pretty well underwater. I don't have aqua affinity on anything. I can't even move this, but I can't get in the boat to move it. Okay, whatever, look out. Oh, wonderful. It's worse. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go here. And put these where they go. I'm going to go here and build this back to where I want it to be. I do have the water breathing helmet thing, whatever it's called. I seriously can't remember right now. Respiration, that's why, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, you can breathe better underwater. Well, I mean, I guess that's the point. It sounds dangerous. Why would you want to breathe faster when you're holding your breath? Alright, and that's there like that. Of course, you know, they can still just go right here, so I gotta think about that. I may have to think about it. If we can get enough of these guys just clumped up in this little area, which has no torches, by the way. But that's okay, because I really don't care. Damn, I forgot all about that. The end. Okay. Why, what? It's right there, and I have room for it. You stupid laggy thing. Yeah, let's throw these away so I have room to pick stuff up if I want to. Did that work? Okay. Yeah, so now I wasn't really watching. Is that a thing? Yeah, if they're here, they're still in the village. It's okay. They're still producing kids. I hear those. I can't go in there as such. What are you people doing? Whatever. There's still some in our factory, the wool factory, textile mill, whatever. You know, I could, if I wanted to get involved in something, I could just kill these things. Although, that those exist, they're probably preventing new ones, which is what we want. There's some in here for sure, we saw that. Which I can't prove because there's a villager preventing me from opening the door. There's a lot of stuff in here, it's just a mess. And if I can ever get back out, which I can't, because every time I try I bump onto a bed and I'm stuck. So the best design, I suppose. And then we have this basic farmhouse, whatever it's, which is hideous, by the way. I should rebuild it or something, make it look better. There's like some upstairs in here, I think. Yeah, a couple of them. But, you know, again, that they exist here means that they're not being replaced because they went away, but didn't die. So, yeah, I don't know, it could work. It could work out. If those three... Is there anything over here? Okay. So now we have this patio in the backyard. Basically. 3 iron guys, however many inside the buildings. If they want more, they'll probably end up here somewhere because this is where the most beds are. Which means that, well, it's also conditional on workstations, so it might not be that simple. Workstations are these barrels, these wool things, those composters for food. I don't know. Yeah, it might solve the problem. It might just be I wasted half an hour doing this. I don't really have an answer. So, yeah, we have a snapshot update, which does a couple of minor things, one major thing, 1.5 major things. At A, you can use a smithing table to append netherite onto existing things and keep the achievements, which means that, or not achievements, but attributes. Which means that I did that for, like, no good reason, apart from having it early, which I guess is... it was an early adoption, is what it was. I spent more than I needed to for something that wasn't ready yet, is what happened. I think I'll probably just do some lurking around here, like, in wherever allows stuff to happen without, preventing it. Like, I wouldn't hate getting drowned zombies to happen down in the, water and take out all of our guys, but... I don't want to be close enough to prevent the things from spawning. Oh, that was something else. And I think it's probably helping with the lag the more I think about it. Fish in the water that just spawn and despawn now disappear 64 blocks away, not 128, so that would help us significantly with lag. That seems really obvious now that I say it. So that's probably a big factor in why it's not as hitchy as it was the last time. I'm just going to lurk in here. I can basically just click on this and I don't even have to worry about it. It'll just hold if I you can also do like a F3 escape or something, a 3P maybe it is you know, it pauses without pausing or something. You can keep the game running when you're not around, just in the background. But also just clicking on any, or even just hitting E works really well. But I'm out of time, so I'm going to go. Yeah, we'll let this run. See what comes of letting it run. And, I don't know, have more information about it next time. Maybe I'll probably also sneak off and build this new gold factory that'll get us more gold in less time if I'm lurking there instead. And I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I'll get out of here and I'll see you next time, so bye.